All righty, welcome back. We take you, of course, till about 3 o'clock. We got a loaded show for you today on the program. We got a bunch of guests that are about to join us in the next hour. We got one more hour where we'll be talking a lot and talking about, I got a bunch of subjects that I want to get to also. But Lee Sterling is going to join us at 1 o'clock, and we'll talk a little wagering. We'll get into the AFC and NFC championship game. We'll get his thoughts on those games in our Hialeah Park Sports Investing segment. At 1:30, Tony Pauline, my buddy, he is going to join us at 1:30 so we can talk a little bit about what he saw at the East-West Shrine game. I can tell you what I saw, you know what I'm saying? And I do that every year, but I always love bringing on other people that I know are there, and they do this for a living and get their thoughts on some of this stuff. And obviously, always with a little bit of a dolphin twist, which is the way we like to do it here. At 2:15, my buddy Craig Mish is going to stop by, MLB Insider, Fantasy Sports Radio host. We'll talk about this scandal going on in baseball and cheating scandal. And then at 2:30, George Richards from The Athletic. He covers the Panthers. So we'll have a little fun with George. We'll talk about the Cats who are in action tonight against the Kings, plus Gerard Gallant getting fired by the Las Vegas Knights. That is strange, man. That is absolutely strange. That tells me that Gerard Gallant is some kind of an a-hole. I don't know what kind of a-hole, but he's some kind of a-hole. Okay? I mean, wow. How do you get fired from? You just took them to the Stanley Cup, and we were freaking out, right? Because the Panthers had one of the best years ever, and then they fire him. Something's up with that dude. I don't know what it is, but when they're firing you after you have that kind of success, that's just not normal, not normal. And we got to get into that with George Richards. All right. Let's talk a little Odell Beckham because I don't know if you guys heard, but now there is an investigation going on because LSU has now addressed the Odell Beckham situation because there were some reports that said that now it was fake money, but then there was real money. And so whatever, whether it was fake or real, I mean, it obviously means a lot more if it was real. But even the fact that the looks of it, the optics are not good. And look, it's not like we don't know college football is dirty. We all know college football is dirty. We know that these schools are, they got a guy that comes in with a dark trench coat and a hat and shows up and drops off a bag of money and disappears into the middle of the night. I get it. It's like the Dukes meeting Beaks under a garage, under a building in a garage. That's that kind of stuff. You young kids, you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Go watch Trading Places. So LSU, by the way, is now stepping up their investigation. In a new statement, the university has changed its tune and admitted that evidence shows that some of the money that former LSU star Odell Beckham Jr. handed out to Tiger players on Monday may have been real. In fact, Joe Burrow, in an interview, said it was real. He said, hey, man, I'm done with school. I can say it now. I'm not going to get in trouble. Yeah, dude, but your school can get in trouble. So in a statement from LSU on Odell Cashgate, we are aware of the situation regarding Odell Beckham Jr. interacting with LSU student athletes and others unaffiliated with the team following the championship game Monday night. Initial information suggested bills that were exchanged were novelty bills. Information and footage reviewed since shows apparent cash may have also been given to LSU student athletes. We were in contact with the NCAA and the SEC immediately upon learning of this situation in which some of our student athletes may have been placed in a compromising position. We are working with our student athletes, the NCAA, and the SEC in order to rectify the situation. Look, the thing about it is Odell Beckham is a moron. Okay? There's really no other way to phrase it. There is no other way. He's a stupid and ignorant individual. Okay? This is a guy that fights with a kicking net. This is a guy that proposes to a kicking net. This is a guy that goes to South Beach on a weekend for a playoff game. This is who we're talking about. This is the moron that thinks wearing a watch in a game is a requirement. Okay? So the level of ignorance for Odell Beckham is at a skyrocket height. So the fact that he would be stupid enough to be handing off bills to LSU players and not actually doing the math in his head that, hey, I might get my school and these young men in trouble. But he doesn't care because he's an idiot, because he only cares about the spotlight. And this is their spotlight, not his. But yet, he had to interject himself and get in their spotlight, in their moment. They're the ones that achieved this championship, not you, Odell. Oh, and by the way, Odell, you've won nothing. So what are you doing, bro? Have a brain. I know you don't. I guess the dye that you put into your head, I guess it penetrates your skull and gets into your brain, whatever it is. But you got to stop being a moron. At what point do you grow up, or will you ever grow up? Or will you choose to be just a shorter version of T.O. for the rest of your life? Yeah, a lot of talent, but you're a constant punk. Which one's it going to be, Odell? I mean, you got to be smart enough to think, man, I don't want to get my school, LSU, in trouble. Why would I take out money now and hand it to the players? How about this? How about you just sitting back and reveling in it, enjoying it as a fan, okay, with Patrick Peterson there. Hang out with Patrick. Enjoy it. You guys didn't win it. Shut the hell up. Stay behind the scenes. Let those kids that earned this, let them win it. Let them enjoy the spotlight. Let them enjoy the moment because it's their moment. You're not getting a ring for this championship. They are. But no, you got to get yourself in the middle of it. And now look what you've done. You wanted to put you wanted to put a highlight out there of you being cool because you're handing out cash to young guys. Like that's supposedly cool. There's nothing cool about that. You just wanted to be in the spotlight now because that's what you do. And again, it's a negative spotlight. That's the thing about Odell, man. His spotlight, it's on a consistent basis. It outweighs the positives. Because the guy cannot stop making a stupid headline because he did something stupid. It's really amazing. And you can't do anything to Odell. The NFL can't do anything to him. You know what? I hope LSU bans him for life. I hope LSU does not allow him on the field ever again for a game, doesn't allow him in the campus. That's what they should do. Well, listen, Odell, you are a detriment to our football team, to our program. We can't have you around. You will no longer be approved for any credentials. You will not be allowed to be on campus, and you will not interact with our student athletes because you don't respect our school. You don't respect these student athletes, and you are willing to get them in trouble because you're doing something childish. Pretty simple, man. I don't find it that difficult. I really, just like the NFL, you should have banned Antonio Brown months ago. But no, you just leave it hanging around And you wait until the Saints have to bring him in so they can embarrass themselves and the league because you couldn't do the right thing. Well, LSU, do the right thing now. Ban Odell Beckham from any kind of activity or the campus of LSU. That's what you should do. You don't need him. He's not really the example you want to set for LSU. Let's be honest now. Outside of talent, there is nothing at all that you admire about Odell Beckham. Nothing. That's it. Outside of his football ability, there is nothing else impressive about him. Not the way he carries himself, not the way he acts, not the teammate that he is, nothing. Not the awareness, nothing. There's no leadership, nothing. So why would you want to be associated with a guy like that? A guy that doesn't care, only cares about himself. That's it. Do the right thing, LSU. Ban Odell Beckham from your program. Period. And tell him straight up why you're doing it and why you should be banned. That's all. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, you can also reach out to us on Instagram at Big O Radio Show. Don't forget, go to the website, bigoradioshow.com. That's the other one that you definitely want to reach out to here on the show, baby. Demi Lovato will be singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl. That broke this morning. Not that it does anything for me. Cute girl, whatever. I don't know. It's not, I don't know. It's just Demi. It's more of a kiddie or a teenage act that's performing. Just wish you would have gotten somebody that's a little bit more, I don't know, more, let's say, reaching out to all audiences. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that almost everyone can identify, like Adele. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like that. That to me would have been cool. Demi Lovato is pop music, bubblegum music that most adults aren't listening to. You know? I don't know. Maybe Bill's one of the few adults that listens to Demi Lovato. I think Bill has Demi Lovato in his car. I think he has her entire catalog, and he jams it on a consistent basis. Get me somebody a little bit more mainstream than Demi Lovato. What names would you consider mainstream that everybody can kind of identify with, young and old? Like when they did Whitney Houston, I mean, Whitney Houston's everybody. And congratulations to her getting into the Rock Hall of Fame. But, you know, just give me somebody that, and I get nothing against her personally. She can sing. She's a nice-looking girl, all that good stuff. She is a star in her own right, but, you know, it's kind of like, what's the name of this girl that's really pretty that was going on with Justin Bieber? What's her name? She had all these substance abuse issues, too. Selena. That, you know, that, I get it, but again, kind of a, you know, a kiddie type thing. You know? Get me Justin Timberlake. Get me, trying to think of, the London guy, R&B guy. Damn it. What's his name? Oh, I'm brain farting now. Oh, he's so good too, man. He recently came here. He was at the Fillmore. Oh, God, Now I'm forgetting his name, but you know what I'm talking about. London is his last name, if I'm correct. R&B guy with the piano, married to Christy Teigen. Yeah, I can remember Christy, right? I can remember his last name. I can remember he was at the Fillmore, but I got the brain fart now, and I can't get his first name. Anyway, but somebody like that. Lovato's nice. I think you could do a little better than that. That's all. It's kind of like the halftime show will be sexy. You'll have every man watching because it's Shakira and J Lo, right? But musically, I remember I was at the Lionel Richie concert with the wife, and we were talking. I don't know. We were talking music and a couple people there or whatever, and J Lo came up, and some lady I was next to, my wife, says, "Oh, she's so amazing, all this and that." But then I looked at it and I go, "Yeah, I'm sure it's a great show, but you're not really going there to go see a great singer. That's not what you go see J Lo for. You go to see the show, the looks, the performance, all of that. Not really because you're wowed by an incredible voice or anything like that." I think she got a little insulted on that, but sorry. I guess she was a big fan of J Lo and all that, but really, are we going to a J Lo concert because we're there to get wowed by the vocal talent? I just don't think so. No, it's a nice voice and all that. It's kind of like Janet Jackson, great music, a lot of hits. But it's not like you're going there because you're going to get wowed like when you see Whitney Houston or Adele or Pat Benatar or Ann Wilson or a slew of other like badass singers that I can mention, over the years. You know what I'm saying? And when you're going there, it's you're going to see the talent, not the talent. Know what I'm saying? So that's where I would just say, I saw the news and I was like, eh. And I think that's what most of adult America said when Demi Lovato was announced as the singer of the national anthem. Adults were like, eh. I'm sure teenagers and kiddies were, probably excited, and they'll be, tweeting about it and TikToking it, I guess. Whatever. 786 322 1105. That's 786 322 1105 if you want to get in on the program as we take you, of course, till about 3 o'clock as we talk a little music here. By the way, the Hall of Fame class, the Hall of Fame Centennial class was announced. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I thought it was pretty cool. The list. I'm trying to see if I got it here. I thought I saved that damn article here for the Hall of Fame. But anyway, they announced the class, and let me see if I can pull it up for you. It's a hell of a class that they announced. Now, the Hall of Fame Centennial class is not the Hall of Fame players per se that were like what we're talking about. What's it called? Like with Zach Thomas trying to get in. That's not what we're talking about. But it's older players, coaches, people that made an enormous impact in the sport are the ones that were announced yesterday. Because remember, we're celebrating the 100 years of the NFL. And, man, some of these names are amazing. Jim Covert from the Bears, heck of a player. Winston Hill, offensive tackle for the Jets. Harold Carmichael, he was a lot of fun to watch with the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Duke Slater, who played for like 3 teams. Listen to the teams he played for. The Milwaukee Badgers, the Rock Island Independents, and the Chicago Cardinals. So only people that lived that era would know how good the guy was in those days compared to those players, obviously. Ed Sprinkle played for the Bears from 44 to 55. Steve Sable, obviously Steve Sable has got to be. And well, why did it take so long to get Steve Sable in there? Why did we? Because he passed away. We don't. He's not there anymore. That's a guy that should have been inducted years ago, considering the impact that he's made. What he and his father did. Oh my God. Anyway, from 64 to 2012 with NFL Films. Alex Karras from 58 to 62 and 64 to 70 with the Lions. It's funny because I didn't watch him because he's a little too, he's a little older for my time. But I kind of grew up with Alex Karras, the actor, is what I did. I've seen like highlights, old film of Alex, but I don't have any perspective on. I'm not old enough to give you perspective on how good he was, but I know that he was considered a heck of a player. Bob Dylan, safety, 52 to, a lot of these are back in the day, so a lot of you may not know most of these guys. I only know a few of them, like Jim Covert, Harold Carmichael, Steve Sable, Bobby Dylan, don't know him, 52 to 59. Donnie Shell, I know from those great Steeler teams. Another Steeler making it from that Steel Curtain time. George Young, well-deserved, was with our Miami Dolphins as a general manager for a long time from 78 to 90, from 79 to 97. He was with the Colts from 75 to 78. He was with the, 68 to 74 with the Colts, 75 to 78 with the Dolphins, 79 to 97 with the Giants, 98 to 2001 with the NFL. Obviously, George Young, that should be a first ballot guy. That's how good that guy was. Cliff Harris played from 70 to 79 with the Cowboys. I saw him play. Max Speedle, and for the Browns from 46 to 52, which I have no idea. And then Paul Tagliabue from 89 to 2006 as the commissioner. Do they put almost all the commissioners in? Right? Just seems like if you're a commissioner, you're going to get in no matter what. And I don't know, did the game really grow because of you? Or did the game grow because we love football, high school, college, the NFL? I don't know. To me, it's like, are you gonna put Roger Goodell into the Hall of Fame? Think about that. Do you know that? Do you know the laugh that I'm going to have years from now if they actually put Roger Goodell into the Hall of Fame? For what? For being inconsistent? For being unfair? For not knowing what the hell to do from one suspension to another? For being incompetent? Why? Because the NFL is blown up? No thanks to you? It's kind of like what I was talking about with Tagliabue. Really? I mean, under Tagliabue, tons of players were getting arrested, all kinds of. The discipline, there was no discipline. I mean, you're going to put Tagliabue in, so you're going to put Roger Goodell too? Wow. I mean, they made the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a joke by putting T-Rex in, okay? And I love T-Rex. I've got their music, man. I've contributed to T-Rex, okay, to at least the whoever's in charge of their of their band nowadays, whoever's the custodian of T-Rex. I've contributed. I like T-Rex. They're not a Hall of Fame band. Nowhere, no way, shape, or form. You want to water it down? Go ahead. And the Hall of Fames, all of the Hall of Fames have been watered down because we're so desperate to name people great when they're really not. You know, when there's an elite group, let's leave that elite group alone. And Roger Goodell, Paul Tagliabue, they don't belong in the elite group. I'm sorry. And I'm certainly not putting T-Rex in the Rock Hall of Fame. And look, I get it that it's not rock. It's really the Music Hall of Fame. So it is what it is. So if you're going to put, I get why Madonna's in, because Madonna has been a beast in pop music. So she is Hall of Fame worthy at that level. T-Rex is not. Okay? You basically have one hit in America. Even 20th Century Boy wasn't really a major hit. I don't know, just weird how we water down these Hall of Fames. Hey, don't forget to give us the thumbs up while you're watching the broadcast, okay? Thumbs up there, all right? 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. And, folks, let me tell you something. If you own a business and you want it organized, shelving is so important. You need racks. Everybody loves a great rack. I know I love a great rack. I'm telling you, there's nothing like a great rack because it allows you to organize everything, and then everything looks good. Doesn't a great rack look good? I mean, I think racks look phenomenal, man. And if you want to make your business look sexy with a great-looking rack, I want you to call Eddie Pereira at, of course, Pallet Rack City, 305-887-9212. They're your one-stop shop for all of your warehouse needs. They buy and sell new and used pallet racking, largest used racking inventory in South Florida. They also sell used forklifts and dock equipment. Hey, tell them Big O sent you, I promise you. 305-887-9212. That's 305-887-9212 for Pallet Rack City. America. I got to put my tag on today. Yeah. Got my registration. Can't show it to you because I don't want you to see that stuff. But, yep, got the registration ready to go. I can now take off the paper tag off my XSE and put the real tag. I actually have it in the back seat. I brought it last week. I thought I was going to get the paper. No, not yet. So you've only had it for 2 weeks. It's not in yet. And it's in. The state of Florida sent it in. So now we are set. We get to put our real tag on. A paper tag. Sometimes it starts, like fluttering. And when you got a camera in the back, you can kind of see it all. So it's interesting. Anyway, welcome back. We take you, of course, till 3. We're out here at Toyota of Hollywood. Please come on out and join us anytime. We're out here every Thursday, 1841 North State Road 7 in Hollywood. And I'll tell you, this is a heaven for Toyotas. I'm telling you, the selection is absolutely phenomenal. Some dealerships don't even have any Supras. They have a large selection of Supras. Some dealerships have maybe a few Camrys. They're going to have a ton of Camrys. Some dealerships may have only a couple of Corollas to show. They're going to have a ton to show you. That's what I'm telling you. Whether you're looking for a Tundra, whatever it is you're looking for, they're going to have an enormous selection here. 1,500 cars and trucks. So come on down. Tell them that Big O sent you. Whoever you talk to, they will take care of you here at Toyota of Hollywood, which is, of course, home for the best deal right now if you want to get yourself a Toyota. All right, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program as we take you, of course, till about 3 o'clock. We all know what's going on with the baseball scandal and Alex Cora, right? Obviously. And Cora got fired yesterday. We talked about it yesterday. And he deserves to get fired. All right? And to Cora's credit, by the way, not that I want to give him cheating any kind of props whatsoever, but he was also well aware of what kind of a distraction he was going to be. So it was one of those things that was kind of mutually agreed, even though you know that he was going to get fired either way. But even by the statement Cora put out, he at least he had the awareness to know that, you know what, dude, I screwed up. I got to take responsibility here, and I can't hurt the Red Sox any more than I have already. I got to get out. So at least he has that. Put it this way, he has the awareness that Odell Beckham doesn't have, that we talked about earlier. But it's still scummy, okay? way worse than anything Odell's done, actually. Okay, to be honest with you. I got to call it like I see it, all right? Although maybe having a model do cocaine right in front of you may not be a good idea. Well, anyway, Marcus Stroman, all right, drew some criticism from Alex Cora last season over the way the pitcher carries himself. All right, so it seemed like only a matter of time now, the story says. So following a game between the Red Sox and the Blue Jays last year, Cora was openly upset with Stroman for the way the right-hander quick-pitched rookie Michael Chavis and said Stroman competes a certain way and people don't like it. And Stroman responded by calling himself a competitor and telling the Boston manager to get over it. On Tuesday, you know how baseball, that's the other thing. That's one of the things that's turned me off about baseball, how touchy they are with their stupid little unwritten rules. They're so touchy about everything, man. They're so stuffy. They're almost as bad as golfers. Anyway, on Tuesday, Stroman recalled the exchange and says he finds it comical that Cora judged him over the way he plays the game. And Cora, this is what you set yourself up for, dude. This man had the audacity to say that I compete a certain way and people don't like it. Very comical in hindsight. So Stroman put that out there. Now, how do you carry yourself, Alex? By cheating? By defaming the game? By cheating the opponent and winning a championship? Look, man, stealing signs has been something forever. Okay, but you're stealing it in a way that it's the same thing as you noticing a lineman that lowers his butt a little bit more when it's a run play, and when it's a pass play, he's a little higher. That's not cheating. That's noticing the difference in somebody preparing. When you're manipulating video and everything else and cameras and you're banging trash cans and all, you're cheating. You're just outright changing the result of the game. Like I told you before, you and I can know it's a fastball. You and I can know it's a changeup. You and I can know it's a curve. You and I can know it's a forkball. We'll never hit it anyway. You and I are not blessed. That the good Lord blessed us, all of us, with some kind of a skill. It's not hitting a baseball. Those guys, they were blessed with hitting a baseball. So if you tell them what's coming, it's over. It's over. And this changes a lot of things, okay? You got now I'm forgetting, what's the name of help me out with the Asian pitcher with Cora's team that got walloped. Now I'm forgetting the kid's name. Oh, man.
What, from Boston?
No, not from Boston. The Astros beat in the World Series from the Dodgers.
Yanish.
Yes. You're close. You're close. It's
Giannis.
Whatever. You guys know who I'm talking about. Now I'm forgetting his damn name now.
Yanish
whatever. Yeah. It's man. I'm gonna have to look it up now. Anyway, he got walloped in that World Series. All right. You Darvish. You
Darvish.
You were mixing the Y and the and the Darvish. So you Darvish, and his kid was crying during that World Series. Okay, that's how much it affected him, and he was slammed, choker, all that stuff. But if they knew what he was going to pitch, I mean, come on, man. And here's a guy that had to overcome that now. So you cheated him and that team out of that opportunity. I don't know. Do you go as far to vacate the championship? Do you hand it to the other team? I don't know how much you can prove. And the other part that kind of disgusts me about all of this, I'm wondering if because the players' union is so strong that the owners and their lawyers must feel that they would struggle to go after the players because you're getting the people, you're suspending the people that aren't players. But the players were very involved in all of this. What do we do to the players? And you're rewarding all of those players that have a ring with cheating. And look, I don't give me this, well, how do we not know it didn't happen 5 years ago and 10 years ago and 30 years ago and they did it all? Well, we don't. But right now we got to go with the proof that we have, right? When they said Odell Beckham, it might have been fake money. Well, no, the proof now is that there was real money there. We got video. It's like the Ray Rice situation. You know, sometimes in domestic cases, it's he said, she said, because we weren't there, and both parties, in many cases, have lied, right? But when you have the video, you go with the video. And if you have evidence about anybody that was involved in all of this, then you should go after these players. Because they changed history. And they did not earn that championship the right way. And that's the way we all are going to look at it from now on. We're going to look at it that they didn't earn it the right way. And there's proof that they didn't earn it the right way. That's a major problem, ladies and gentlemen. That, to me, that's the part that, you know, Alex Cora gets what he deserves and all that good stuff, but I don't see the players getting what they deserve. And they deserve to get suspended. It's a major this is worse than what P. Rose did. It really is. Because you're literally changing the game. I mean, you're giving your team a major advantage by doing this. That's where I find it pretty insulting that, you know, you're not going after the players. And I think Marcus Stroman has got a point. I really believe that. All right, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program as we take you, of course, till about 3 o'clock. That's then when we'll wrap it up here on the show and have a little fun. Did you see, by the way, Bill, that the Scorpions are having a Vegas residency? Did you hear about that? Huh?
What was that, sir?
That the Scorpions are having a Vegas residency. Did you hear about that?
No, I did not. Who's on guitar?
Oh no, Matthias Jabs is still there.
Matthias is still there.
And Rudy's still there too.
Yeah?
Yeah. And
how's Klaus sound?
Yeah, he sounds good. I saw him. I just saw, and it's funny that you know, now that I just thought about this, dude, they must have a really good relationship as acts, because the last time I saw the Scorpions was at the Hard Rock, and Queensryche opened up. Do you know who's opening up for them in the Vegas residency? Queensryche. I just thought about that. Wow. So anyway, they're calling it the Sin City Nights Las Vegas residency. They're at the Planet Hollywood. They're at the Zappa Theater in Planet Hollywood. How about that? Now, they are going to be there July 4th through the 25th with Queensryche opening up. I think that would be a really cool concert to see, man. But again, you got to go out there and see a couple of other shows. But if you want to go out and see the Scorpions and Queensryche, and look, I know that Jeff Tate is not with Queensryche, okay? But the guy that replaced him does an awesome job. And he sounds great, okay? So I still enjoyed this version of Queensryche. I really enjoy. And actually, their new music is pretty good, too, with the new singer. So it's called Sin City Nights, the band's second long-term stint in Vegas, coming up 4 years and 5 nights stand in 2016 after the one in 2016. They'll play at Zappa's Theater July 4th, 8th, 11th, 14, 16, 18, 21, 23, and 25. They said, we're excited to come back to Vegas 2020 for a 9-show residency at Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino Zappa's Theater, said Klaus Main in a press release. We're looking very much forward to share some wild Sin City nights with all of you on the famous Strip. Let's get ready for the sting. I love it. Tickets go on sale January 24th, 10 a.m. Pacific. All right? So just in case if you want to go to it, it'll be cool. There you go. A little Scorpions, a little Sin City nights in Vegas. I like that. That would be a lot of fun. The only thing is, if I go, I would go for like a week, and I need to see a couple of other shows kind of sprinkled in there. Oh, I see this where Paul Di'Anno, the original singer from Iron Maiden, is announcing his farewell show. This just came across. It says former Iron Maiden singer Paul Di'Anno will give his last ever performance when he closes out the Beermageddon Festival in Broomsgrove, England on August 30th. To mark the occasion, he put together a band called the Idols of March, named after the opening track of the 81 Iron Maiden album Killers, that consists of a trio of former members of the band, guitarist Terry Rance and Terry Warpram and Doug Sampson. Wow, the drummer Doug Sampson. All had left the group by the time the self-titled full-length debut came out in 1980, though Sampson appeared in the 79 Soundhouse tapes. I have that. Yes. The bass chords will be handled by Speed Harris from the High on Maiden tribute band. How about that? So if you want to go see Paul Di'Anno, you're going to have to go to England and check him out. Just make sure that when you go see Paul Di'Anno, don't ask him for a check because it'll bounce. That's all I'm saying. That's kind of what he's known for, is bouncing checks. Not a good thing. It's not really good to be bouncing checks. You should give checks that actually don't bounce. See, I give Bill checks all the time that never bounce. But Bill's been a part of places that have checks that bounce. Yeah, no, I've been a part of that too. You know, you go to some places.
Super Bowl had nothing on those checks.
Yeah, Super Bowl. Oh, I love that. That was good, bro. That was good. Those checks, yeah. That dude, yeah. That dude has no word, no nothing. He is just absolute trash. All right, let's talk about Choice Mortgage Bank. Yes, sir. You know what? Stop dealing with those other trashy mortgage companies out there that don't know how to do it. Just like I stopped dealing with trashy radio owners. You got to go to Choice Mortgage Bank. Call right now the owner, Michael Codsey, 561-441-2730. He's going to treat you like a treasure. I've worked at places where they treated us like trash. You are going to be treated like a treasure. Call Choice Mortgage Bank right now. State rates right now under 3.5%. What are you waiting for, folks? They do it all: wholesale, conventional, residential loans, condo loans, reverse mortgages. Tell them that Big O sent you, and I promise you, Michael Codsey will take care of you. 561-441-2730. When we come back, Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports is going to join us. We're going to talk about the AFC and NFC championship games. We'll get his thoughts on those games and more right here on The Big O Show, live from Toyota of Hollywood. It is time now for the Hialeah Park Sports Investment segment. We do it every Thursday. We bring on a handicapper so we can talk about the biggest games going on over the weekend. And obviously the AFC and NFC championship games are on. And we want to get into that, talk a little bit about what's going on. You want to get an edge on that. Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports is always kind enough to join us now on the show. And let's talk a little action here. Let's see if we got Lee. Follow him on Twitter, by the way, at Paramount Sports, and go to the website, ParamountSports.com. Lee, are you there?
I'm here.
It's a beautiful thing, my man. So what'd you think? Did it all work out the way you thought it would over the weekend with the divisional games?
Anyone who tells you that they had Baltimore losing is lying. So I think some people thought there might be a close game there, but the score and the way it happened was absolutely, almost mind-boggling. So sometimes it happens. The team's off for that week, and they come back, and it wasn't just Lamar Jackson. That team was flat, and Tennessee brought it. And then the other two games, the Houston to be leading 24-0, and I have the other side. I'm thinking, okay, well, that's a loss, but they came back there. So.
Well, Bill O'Brien should be fired. That fake punt.
He did say afterwards he thought he needed 50 points, but under no circumstances leading 24-7 on your own 31-yard line do you ever try a fake punt. Just out of the question. If you're at midfield, maybe your opponent's 38, 40, 42-yard line. Okay, I can get it. You're being aggressive, but not in that situation at all. And that changed. As soon as they pulled it within 10, you just sensed that Houston was done. You could just watch their body language. So how he's not fired yet is the $64,000 question.
Yeah, to me, that's the part that just was absolutely baffling. Clemson, LSU, how did you make out on that one?
Good. So I was 3-2 overall in the NFL, and was lucky, obviously, to win the Green Bay game. It comes down to that 2-point conversion. If you have 4 games, you're always going to have one game that's decided by one play. So that went our way. And then I had LSU the whole way. I had actually played it at 3.5, and I was doubting myself. I got to be honest. That Monday, everyone is picking Clemson. Everyone's got Clemson also on the money line. They're sprinkling it half and half pretty much. And I'm saying, wow, maybe I'm just reading this wrong, because I do use a lot of stats and analytics, but my eye test told me that this LSU team was special. I thought that Joe Burrow, who had not had a bad game, was not going to have a bad game here. And that was the case. But, when they're down 17-7, I'm thinking they're in trouble. How often does Clemson give up a 17-7 lead and lose by more than a touchdown? I can't remember the last time. So LSU came through, and you saw that Joe Burrow and his receivers, which are incredible. The Clemson receivers did have trouble late in the season getting a lot of separation, and then those DBs for LSU, I think, were underrated. I think I wouldn't say they were bored, but let's just say they rose to the occasion against Clemson.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm with you there. And by the way, you want to follow Lee, go to on Twitter at Paramount Sports and go to the website, Paramount Sports. All right, Lee, let's start it off here. Let's go NFC first. We've got San Francisco, at least the line I've got right now. They're favored by 7.5. The over and under is at 46. I've seen a little 46.5, and I've seen some 45.5. But you tell me.
I think the total's tough. I think they got the total pretty dead on. So not going to take the total. I said when I was breaking down the Green Bay and Seattle game, these were pretty much 2-9-7 teams. These were not great teams. And you see, normally a good team like San Francisco, they would have put away that Seattle team if they had that kind of lead. And they were not able to do it in Green Bay. And I just think that this team is improved a lot since last year. They improved, I think, like 6.5 games from the year before in their regular season record. But they're going to have a tough time. This San Francisco defense is something special. Everyone talks about, quarterback is the most important thing. But the second most important thing I look at is defensive line. And Green Bay's got a couple nice, edge rushers. But this San Francisco defensive line in front seven with Bosa, Reek Armstead, DeForest Buckner, D. Ford, who's recently back outside linebacker defensive end. Then there are also other outside linebacker, Quan Alexander. I just think that they're special. They control the game. Look at the first game. They were up at one point 23-0 in that game on the way to that 37-8 win. That was arguably Aaron Rodgers' worst game. So Garoppolo only needed 14 completion and 20 attempts in that game to amass 253 yards. I think this is the year of the tight end. I think when we look back, we're going to say the reason that San Francisco and the reason that Kansas City made it is you just can't stop this tight end. And look at last year. No one could stop Gronk. you can't stop these guys that are 6'5", 6'6", and can run like the wind, and you can't. A safety isn't fast enough and big enough, and the cornerbacks or whoever linebacker aren't fast enough. So I just think that just too much. I mean, just think that they throw to that tight end, they control the line of scrimmage with their offensive line. Give me San Francisco. I think they win this game something like 27-17, something like that.
All right, you got San Francisco minus 7.5. I'm with you. I like San Francisco in this game. I think Green Bay is going to have trouble protecting Aaron Rodgers in this one. I really do.
They did get a lot of guys back, their linemen, but you can tell if you watch them, they're not 100%. And Seattle just had absolutely no pass rush at all.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. Kansas City is favored by 7.5 over Tennessee. The over and under, I've seen it at 53 or 52.5. You tell me.
So my first, you're looking at what you saw last week, and you're thinking, okay, Tennessee can probably hang here. Do you remember a good portion of the first game when they played each other?
Yeah, I think so.
Remember that game?
Yeah, I think so.
So a lot of people will say, okay, well, Tennessee won the game 35-32. But if you remember correctly, what happened was Kansas City is up in that game, and they're putting the nail in the coffin. Looks like they're going to go up 8 points in that game. They're up. And what happens? They get a field goal block, and they ended up going the other way, scoring the next drive, and Kansas City could have taken the game to overtime, and that field goal was blocked again. Also, I think the snap hit the holder in the helmet, but Kansas City was the better team. Now, what we saw in the game is Tennessee. If you look at the stats, they ran for 225 yards. A lot of people will bring that up, but Kansas City threw for 433, ran for 97. You don't see too many times when a team goes for almost 550 yards. They were the better team. They just didn't win the game. So sometimes you have an inside-out result. Now, they ran for 225. I mean, Henry ran for 181. He's the best running back. I just don't think they're going to be playing with the lead, which they're 15-1 when tied or leading at halftime, including 9-1 this year. I just don't see it. I don't see them leading this game. If they got to come from behind, I just don't think that they're going to be able to stop a team with just so many weapons. Travis Kelce, just like George Kittle for San Francisco, is special, unguardable. Tyreek Hill, unguardable. Their third and fourth guys, weapons at the receiver, McCole Hardman and Sammy Watkins would be probably number twos on those teams. So Tennessee also has some problems. Field goal kicking, just 8 for 18. I think Kansas City is the right side. They pull away late, 35-21.
Yeah, me too. And I think that if they do take that lead, then that's where I think Vrabel has done a masterful job of controlling the clock, controlling the possessions. But if you're now going to put the ball in Ryan's hands, which he doesn't do, he doesn't have Ryan throw 30-something, 40-something times.
No.
He has him controlled. That's where I think they get in trouble. And I hate to say it because I know everybody knows I pick on him all the time, but that's where he's going to get exposed, unfortunately. He has lived a
here's
charmed.
why he's been successful.
By the way, he's lived a charmed season this year. Charmed.
But the reason they've been successful is they have the best running back in the NFL now by far.
Yeah.
I mean, here's a guy 6'2.5", 245, runs a 4.5 40. It's like trying to stop a freight train.
Right.
And to give them credit, their first-year offensive coordinator has taken the input of Ryan and his receivers and his tight ends and tried to implement what they do best. So give them credit, whereas just trying to fit a round peg into a square hole, they have tried to make it work where everyone's featured doing their best things. And that's why what they have done has been impressive. And their defense is like playing at another level right now. It seems like the last couple of games, like they've known the plays before they started. So I'm not insinuating that there's a cheating scandal going on in football, but it's almost scary how good their scouting has been and their game plans for some of these offenses. Whereas last week, I'm also going to give you another play. Last week, everyone played two-team. I had so many friends, and I tried to talk them out of it. They played Tennessee. They played a two-team 6-point or 7-point teaser, figuring, hey, Tennessee's going to win the game. Kansas City's going to win the game. both 10-point favorites, and 9.5, 10 points. And what happens? One of them loses outright. During the NFL season, Big O, we've seen this. You'll have 3 or 4 games, 10-point favorites, larger. People play these 3-team 10-point teasers, and one of them loses, and that's why the public doesn't win. It's a teaser. They're trying to tease you. So everyone did that last week and got buried. I do think, though, that San Francisco and Kansas City are significantly better, and Kansas City learned their lesson. They will not get out to a slow start. I like a 2-team 6-point or 2-team 7-point teaser here. I think both those 2 teams are going to win the game. So all you got to do is win the game. So I'll lay. I'm going to do 3 equal wagers on both of them on the point spread, Kansas City, and also
San Francisco.
But also a 2-team 6-point teaser because I think both are going to win the game.
Wow. All right. There you go. And Lee, if they want to get a little insight on these games, and of course, the baseball games that don't have cheating scandals, you can help them with that. How do they find out more?
Yeah, so we're on an incredible run right now in basketball, 19-4 run. So finding some totals that are off by 10, 20 points. We were playing the Big 12. I mean, in basketball, these teams weren't scoring for a while. Now they've started adjusting. So we're finding we know what these teams do in conference play. 19-4 run. You want to get involved for the rest of football or basketball, just go to ParamountSports.com or call us here at the office, 800-400-9741.
There you go. Lee Sterling. Follow them on Twitter at Paramount Sports and on the website, ParamountSports.com. Lee, thank you as always. You're a stud, my brother. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks, Big O. Have a good day.
You got it. There you go. The Hialeah Park Sports Investment segment with Lee Sterling this week. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. It's a beautiful thing. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. So he likes San Francisco. He likes the 2 favorites. 7.5. Carlos Beltran, breaking news, is out as Mets manager due to his involvement in Astro sign stealing scandal, according to Jeff Passan. I am reading this as it's coming across my wire here. And again, you need to go after these players, man. You got to do it. He's the 3rd manager to lose his job from this fallout. I got no problem with it. But please go after the players. Okay? Please go after the players. You got to go after the players. You cannot allow this to happen again. It's insulting, actually, to see this kind of stuff happen. It's a shame because you're stealing somebody's dream, and you're not earning it the right way, which it's kind of dirty. I like earning what I got. I'm kind of proud of that kind of stuff. I kind of like being my own man, and it's just I've been like that for my whole radio career. I never want to be somebody's sidekick. I'm not an athlete that they handed me everything. None of that stuff, man. I'd rather earn my keep and work my way up and know that I won something and earned it. You know what I mean? And you didn't earn that championship at all.
Well, obviously, my Yankees being involved and kind of robbed on both ends. But honestly, man, the Dodgers, the amount they had invested, I mean, obviously I feel personal, but I can't imagine where the Dodgers are.
No, how about you, Darvish? His kid was in tears that during the series. And, it's like I know the opposing players don't give a rat's ass, but look what you did to the family members. And you were cheating. You didn't earn that championship. You cheated your way to that championship. And in my eyes, it's going to be a staying championship. I don't know about you.
Look, the Red Sox one is worse. They go to the media room, man, and start checking out film. Literally. I mean, what would possess you? What possesses you to step here, man?
Because you want to get any advantage and you don't care. You don't care.
It's at the expense of the integrity of the game.
Right.
You're a scumbag.
Yep, exactly.
You're a piece of. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I get you. I think everybody understands where you're going.
And I mean, look, we loved Alex Cora, and supposedly a lot of people in baseball like him. He's a nice guy, whatever. But this, man, I hope that he never lives this down.
Oh no, he won't. No.
Ever.
None of these guys will ever live it down.
No TV. No. You get no. Give me.
Even the guys that won the championship now, the people are going to tell them, yeah, you guys cheated with that one. You guys didn't deserve that. And so every Red Sox player now with that championship, we're going to look at it and say, nah, you didn't deserve it.
And the Astros have such a loaded team, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally, just stacked.
NFL DFS Payback says, who else is excited about those 14 picks? Can't wait for the draft and free agency. Big things coming for Miami. We all are, baby. What else do we have here? Ty says, Big O, would you trade down with either Oakland or Jacksonville, get 12 to 19 from the Raiders, and 9 and 20 from the Jags, take Love or either 9 or 12, and then take 2 offensive tackles with the 18th and 19th or 18th and 20th picks? I mean, Ty, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what we're trading away in the 5th pick. I don't know what player is there yet. I got to know exactly what's going on before it's too fantasy-like right now. I don't have all the players that have declared. I'm not there during the draft at that moment knowing what's available on the board. I don't know yet. I'm not that quick to trade down yet when I know that at 5 I might be getting an incredible difference maker for the offensive line or the D-line, or maybe you want to take the quarterback there. You never know.
Well, here, in that philosophy, because I am kind of about, let's trade that 5 down and take a 1 for next year and a 1 this year and a whatever.
But you guys are all playing fantasy football.
Right.
Who the hell says they want to trade with you? Who's giving you that? For what player? What scenario is this? It's just a bunch of waste of time that you guys come up with this crap.
No,
You've been bothering me with this for 48 hours. And now Ty comes up with this. And fans come up with this all the freaking time. But there's no substance behind it. Because we don't know what players are available. We don't know what players we're trading for. We don't know who got injured or arrested from now till the draft. You guys are asking about way too many things, and it's just a game, and it's a waste of time. You're chasing your tail around because you're talking about something you know nothing about, because there's no substance to anything you guys are asking. You don't know who's available at 5. You don't know who's available at 18 or 20. You don't know anything about this draft right now. The process is not done. Interviews are not done. Dirt has not been all unearthed. You got to know the facts. We don't know all the facts. That's why I don't entertain this stuff, because I don't have enough facts. And then all I'm doing is spewing crap out there. That's it. I'm not convinced Jordan Love, like you are, what's it called? Damn it. Ty, I'm not convinced yet of Jordan Love that early in the first round. I got to see him next week. I like him. I've seen him on television, but I got to watch him closely. Last year, the talk was Baker. What did I say? I'm not buying it. It's not a guy. I'm looking at his arm, the deep ball, the ball kind of dies out. I don't know about this. He's not a great athlete. I'm not sure about this one. And so far, I looked terrible the first year, and I looked pretty good the second year. I didn't think he was a number 1 overall. I said, nah, late first round, second round type guy. I don't know if I would take him early in the first, especially number 1 overall, and they did. But that's because I saw him at the Senior Bowl, and I watched him, and I said, man, Josh Allen's never convinced me. Since I watched him at the Senior Bowl, no, still doesn't convince me. So, let's see. Myron says Rodgers nothing but a puppet for the owners. You are correct. John Legend, thank you. That's the one I was thinking of, Legend. Instead of London. That's right. I said London, right? Legend. John Legend. Thank you. Sage got me there. Thank you, Sage. I appreciate you looking out for me, man. Let's see. Dougie Fresh says T-Rex, the Slider double album is really good. Hey, T-Rex is really good. Really good doesn't get you in the Hall of Fame. If you're T-Rex, are you equivalent to The Who? Are you equivalent to Deep Purple? Are you equivalent to Led Zeppelin? Are you equivalent to Madonna? Are you equivalent, you know what I'm saying? Are you equivalent to Quincy Jones? You know? That's Hall of Fame, dude. T-Rex is not Hall of Fame. It's just not. Ed Kaplan told me something years ago growing up in this business. Told me this pretty much 30 years ago. Because it was about, I'd say, 27. It's probably my second or third year in the business because I was at 940 wins at that time. And Ed goes to me when we were talking about athletes. He goes, when I'm talking Hall of Fame, if I have to think about it, you're not a Hall of Famer. So if you have to think, if I tell you T-Rex and you got to think about it, it's not. Personally, for me, I didn't even have to think about it. I was laughing the second I read T-Rex. I love T-Rex. You're not a Hall of Fame band. I love Romeo Void. You want to make them a Hall of Fame band? Seriously. I don't know. I could argue that the one hit that Romeo Void had, I mean, the one with the one with the girl song, it was kind of a hit, but it wasn't a big hit for them. But Never Say Never, I could argue was a bigger hit than maybe even what T-Rex had.
I might like you better if we slept together.
Yes.
Dude, that is such a great line.
It's an awesome line. And the beat to that song.
The beginning with the guitar.
Look, T-Rex had hits across the pond. Several at the UK. That doesn't matter here, bro. It's not the UK Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay? Keane is huge over there, not here. I love Biffy Clyro. They are big in Europe. Nobody knows them here. It's the way it is. So I will go with the Ed Kaplan line. If you got to think about it, not a Hall of Famer. When I tell you Van Halen, you go, shit, Hall of Fame. You don't even think about it. Right? I tell you Michael Jackson, rapist. I mean, Hall of Famer. You know, it's just the way it is.
Prince.
There you go. You don't even think about it.
No brainer.
There's like no thought
when
at all.
When Eric Clapton says he's probably the best guitarist in the world, that should tell you right
And when
there.
you say Eric Clapton, no brainer.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer. Let me explain something to you guys. T-Rex doesn't come. T-Rex can't sniff Kraftwerk's jock. Okay? That's all you need to know right there. Kraftwerk is the grandfather, the godfather of electronic music. T-Rex is not a godfather of anything. They're not great at anything. They're not great at nothing, dude. There's nothing that they bring to the table. And I love them. They're not Hall of Fame. I love The Fix. They have more hits than T-Rex in this country. By far, never get into the Hall of Fame. One of my favorite bands of all time. Never get in the Hall. In my eyes, they're actually Hall-worthy, but they'll never get in the Hall. And I understand.
I was looking at it.
Hits-wise, Fix crushes them.
Depeche made it.
Yeah, they made it. Yes.
But obviously, a 9-inch. I mean, there was some.
But I got no problem.
But that one stands out.
Right.
Like
you watered it down. You watered it down.
We're good. Wow, we fell off here. What happened?
Yeah, no, and
you left Judas Priest, Pat
Motorhead, Pat
Motorhead.
Benatar.
Come on,
dude. Kraftwerk. Come on.
Kraftwerk. That.
I get
their
it.
Own synthesizers.
I get it. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know nothing about metal, so you crap on it, and you probably don't know about Kraftwerk either, so you crap on it also. Right? It's just Kraftwerk is They're the Beatles of electronic music, dude. They're Elvis Presley of electronic music. They're Aretha Franklin of R&B. That's what they are. They're on a Mount Rushmore. When you talk about the ultimate bands that influenced other bands, Kraftwerk is right up with all those other bands. Because anybody and everybody is playing electronic music, you go back to those guys. Early 70s, creating instruments. It's crazy. Raging Dolphin Maniac, love T-Rex, but there isn't large enough body of work to be a Hall of Famer. That's exactly it. Myron says, finally, he's out. Beltran, cheater, well-deserved. Oh, man. Baseball is it's a sport that's dying as it is, and now let's help put it even more into the ground with this cheating scandal. We don't watch the game, now we won't trust it at all.
Let's take a break for a second.
Yes, let's do
and
that.
Get Tony on the phone.
All right, we were at the East-West Shrine game this week. Tony Pauline from the ProFootballNetwork.com website was also there. So we'll get Tony on. We'll get his thoughts. I gave you my thoughts earlier on what happened at the East-West Shrine game. Let's talk with Mr. Tony Pauline next.